good morning, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Anime Association. I'm here with the heroes, Ginyu Talks, Kaio Tim, Forbes, and Shin, the true hero. How y'all fellas doing today?
Chilling.
Good.
And let's all
You
announce
forgot
that.
the
Let's all
times
announce
10.
that Tim. Well, you definitely is times 10 because you old now. Everybody say
Yeah.
happy birthday to Tim.
Happy birthday,
my
Tim.
birthday was
man.
yesterday,
For
man.
real?
Yeah,
Happy birthday, man.
I'm the big 3-5, man. I'm officially unk status, so
Yeah, man. It only
you
gets
got
better from here.
well.
Dang.
I think I'm the youngest one here
35?
right now. Yeah.
That man
I
a
think
whole
I'm
age.
the, I think I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest. Stop it. I'm the youngest here.
Oh, you're only 30. You're only 34 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, well then you have to listen to everything I say. I'm big unk around here to you, man. Shit.
All right, pops.
He is big, man. He is big.
Well,
I'm
nah,
stuck.
listen.
I
got
rolled
Forbes
my
on my
chair
side. I got
over my
Forbes on my
wire.
side. I got Forbes. I got
Yeah,
Forbes
you
on my
gotta worry
side,
about
you
that.
know. So
You gotta
yeah,
worry
we ain't
about
worried
that,
about
bro.
nothing.
Oh my
Don't worry about
goodness.
him, dog.
Go on.
Hey,
A
look,
lot more wigs in the
G
backyard.
G told me all your bleach takes be ass. I'm letting you know that now. So I don't think you want to be on his side. Okay, Silva, you
I
ready
don't-
to start?
All right, Tim. I see you trying to play Granville today, stirring the pot between the demon lords. We're not doing that today. Today we're discussing AI
Yeah.
and anime and how it affects us. And what started was we had seen a podcast clip that Shin had sent over, and these people were discussing like Heavy Night, and they felt that it looked like it was AI. And so it made me think like this would be a perfect topic to talk about with the gentleman here about AI usage, whether it's anime or just in general with art. And the first question I wanted to ask you guys, because it came from this video, was what does looks like AI actually mean? Like when somebody says that looks like AI, especially when it comes to anime, what do they mean? And like maybe through the lens of Heavy Night, if anybody's seen any of it, why would you think Heavy Night was AI? Well, let's start with Shin since he provided us with the podcast clip.
Heavy Night does not have any AI in it. It just Go Hands, the animated people who did that. Go Hands does like overly dramatic, almost vomiting. They have like dramatic like camera angles and stuff like that. Like they're the ones who did
They did Project K or K Project.
yeah,
Yeah.
which
That was
was
lit.
good, which was good, but that one also had ridiculous camera angles as well that made it look like it was this was like made it look weird before the AI thing was, because like K
Like 12
Project
years
came
ago,
out
right?
yeah came out way before this AI nonsense was happening. And they did another one too.
Handshakers or something like
Yeah, handshakers. That would give people seizures if you watch that, man.
was
Like,
really
like
rough.
they did another one. But it's just the way though that studio does stuff. It makes it look like it makes it look off kilter, off canon. That's what like that AI thing is. Now the one that did use AI, Ascension of a Bookworm, they only used AI in the background,
Yeah.
and I think it was only for the opening. The OP is what they used it for, and it's like one of those things. It's like, I guess that's fine. I mean, I feel like it was fine because it's like one of those things where, like, to me anyway, when you watch that opening, it's like a blink and you miss it type thing because a bunch of shit is happening in that opening and everything like that. And it's only the backgrounds and you can't really tell. And I'm like, unless someone is sitting here pausing every fucking frame and looking just
what
to see.
did they say was the tell sign for it?
It's something about the clouds or something like that, because like I think it's Wit is Studio Wit is one who did
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ascension of the Book. Yeah, they came out and apologized about it because people were making such a stink about it. But like it was something dealing with like someone picked out some clouds or something like that, and I was like, bruh, what?
Jesus Christ.
How? It's a cloud. But like, I mean, the way AI look like for instance, like some of the lower budget like fantasy stuff, like for instance, like one of the ones that I'm liking right now, the Country Bumpkin sword dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When they go into their little rotoscope of the sword fights and everything like that, that gives you that AI look. It gives you that off kilter look, but it's
But
not
Shin,
AI.
Question: wouldn't that be CGI though? Like I think.
Yeah, that's
sometimes people
CGI.
confuse it.
Yeah. But like the way they move sometimes and everything like that, it feels like it looks like AI, and I don't think it's AI. But at the same time, it don't bother me. They're using it as a tool. Like we've had this discussion multiple times and everything like that. When they're using it as a tool and not really trying to profit off of it, if they're using it for the intent that it is being used or is supposed to be used for, I'm all for it. It's when you got these people who are using it, I guess maliciously, using it like, yeah, I drew this. This is my art or whatever, because it's not quote unquote your art and everything. Like you put some prompts in it.
At the end of the day, it's just a code, pretty much what they're doing.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna get
like-
to that. We're gonna get to that.
like
Let's-
some of my when trying to say something looks like AI, I haven't seen it too much in anime. Besides, I know there was an anime last year. It was only about like 15 minutes long that was done completely by AI. I forgot what the name of it was. I mean, you know, that one was.
There's a couple of anime like that, like because they're I don't know if y'all heard about the what's it called, vertical format now, because that's a
Yeah.
thing now.
Yeah,
There's
that
vertical
was the one
format.
I was talking about. where it was
Anime,
like
yeah.
a bunch of like it was based on like the TikTok reels they used to do or something like that. But what I was saying is usually when I'm looking at art or something and I see it, it's the writing that's off, and then the way images kind of overlay each other. I know there was with Storia, there was some talk, and me and Forbes was talking about it on the phone one time about how it looked like it was AI because of like kind of how they were walking, like their necks were like all awkward, and then like Will's hand was jumping backwards like really quick, like, but that could have been just on like a
frame
loop
thing.
Yeah, a frame thing. So it like I don't know, nothing came out about Wistoria about using AI, so I doubt it if they're catching fucking clouds in the sky and stuff like that. But yeah, that's kind of stuff that kind of stands out really, is the way things overlay in text, and then like I said, like the way they were walking, like they had a crick in their neck during the whole sequence and stuff. That kind of like, but the way that AI has gone, especially these bigger companies, it's going to be harder to tell than if they were using like ChatGPT, right? Because they have their whole own AI thing pretty much right now in their own systems.
Sure, sure. Just to jump on that is just kind of playing devil's advocate a little bit, is with the term it looks AI, it's kind of also got to that point where people just basically say it looks like AI when they feel like something hasn't been rendered the way that they want or they like, so it's automatically AI because it doesn't look as crisp as they would have liked it to be. If in most cases it could be budgetary issues, where in some cases they might have gone over budget and they just couldn't do all these little bits and bobs that other people spotting, i.e. those little clouds. So for them to not actually use their brains to think about the fact that like, oh yeah, it actually costs money to actually render these animations that we like to see, these high budget stuff. So they all automatically just fall back to the whole it looks AI because it just doesn't look the way that they want it to look.
And I also think, to jump in here real quick, I know Forbes is going to come back soon, and we need his opinion, that it's one of those situations just like when AI is so new. So it's something that we can easily like lay the blame on when you said, it's like when we don't like something, it's like, oh, that's just AI. Like, look at that shit. It doesn't look good. I think that they're using AI for this, and it's just become a negative connotation when in truth it's just like Shin said, it's a tool, and no matter what, we're gonna see it being used more and more. I think that what people get upset about is kind of frivolous at this point. Like, we need to be more worried about AI being used to for storytelling than backgrounds and clouds, in my opinion. Forbes, you're an artist yourself. I'd like to hear your take on what do you feel like AI looks like? Like, when you hear that?
Oh no, you can tell, bro. I could tell off rip.
Because you went to school for it, right? Like, for
not even that though. Just actually being an artist and know like a certain style that gets put into, you know what I'm saying, a story. These characters off rip, when you see them, most of them can't make genuine facial expressions. I don't know what's going on.
Tim,
fan is that?
your mic might be.
God dang, bro, your fan got loud, bro.
What?
Yeah, Tim, you're extra loud right now.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, your fan.
Yeah, I think it's your fan.
I don't know what it
Your
was.
fan was going off.
I
That
don't
shit
got no
loud.
fan on.
Now you sound.
Yeah, don't turn that back on. Whatever it was, you just turned on.
I think he just
I
don't
muted
know.
himself.
I don't got no fan on right now.
Okay, you sound better
Oh.
now. You were
Yeah,
sounding
alright.
crazy earlier. Alright, you
Yeah,
good?
that
now.
doesn't sound like
Classic
the fan was
Anime Association.
Yeah.
It's
As
not
long
an
as he ain't glitching.
association recording if it doesn't get scuffed
Yeah.
at some point in time.
My bad, folks.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
but yeah, you can see with me, like, you can really tell when it comes to like distinguishing between AI and somebody actually animated, because like I said, the emotions on their faces, certain movements, when you're doing, like, you know what I'm saying, panels and stuff, right, and then you're doing the I guess the storyboarding and stuff and everything, it's certain things in the animation that has like a crazy storytelling type animation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll jump from place to place, and it's like it has no organization. Like, you just told it to do that. You know what I'm saying? Basically, instead of like an actual person actually like mapping out and telling the story with their animation, and you
Okay.
can see like what happened. Like, for example, you punch somebody and they go flying, but it doesn't show them going flying. It just shows the next scene of the person like behind them or something, or like punching them to the ground type shit. So it's like doesn't feel human at all. Like, you can literally feel that. You know what I'm saying? That's just what, you know what I'm saying, my perspective on it. So I can really tell, like, you know what I'm saying, like different, you know what I'm saying, between things. As far as like face, like the faces always look the same most of the time. It's like a robot expression on their faces, you know what I'm saying, when you look at these AI art stuff, man. You know what I'm saying, most of the time. And me, honestly, like, I know like people don't want to pay for artists, whatever the case might be, but when it comes to stuff like that, when you say like a tool type way, I think of stuff like doing like resumes or something, you know what I'm saying, or I'm saying writing scripts or whatever the case might be. But actually, like, doing like artwork with it, like, you're basically just becoming a director then, I would say. And if you're taking credit for it, it's like, bro, relax. You didn't draw any of this, bro. So it's like,
I mean,
it's kind of like I can understand if you know what I'm saying, you don't know how to draw type shit. But at the same time, if you're trying to make something, you got to put money into things. You got to do it the proper avenue instead of trying to take the shortcuts. Because at the end of the day, that AI stuff can really hurt your projects most of the time. Because a lot of people isn't going to really, like, people that don't know, that's really not anime fans, like, they just throw it up on, you know what I'm saying, their page, and people see it, oh, no, that's tough, bro, that's tough. But real anime fans, they're not going to want that shit, bro. There's no emotion behind it, for real, honestly. Don't get me
that's
started
with
with the voice
AI.
acting, bro. Don't get me started with the voice acting stuff, bro. Because I know Amazon had to take their stuff down when they did the dubbing and AI.
well,
bruh,
let's
horrible.
be like let's be honest though. a difference between low effort AI and properly using AI, right? Like
Yeah.
there is a place within it. I think with like script writing, I know this is kind of strange, but script writing, I don't think AI should be a major tool in it, because that's the same thing as like drawing art. It's still a form of art, is writing, right? But also like the voice acting, because we talked about this before. At some point in time, like Goku's voice actors eventually gonna have to be AI at some point in time. Maybe not Shimmel, but they're 100% gonna use.
Why?
Masako.
Masako.
Yeah,
But why would they do that when we've seen numerous cartoon characters like Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse have like other actors play their voices? Why should they use
Because
AI
it's
voice?
Because
totally
nobody else,
different. It's a
nobody
totally
else
different
play
thing
Goku.
with Dragon Ball.
But I would argue that there's billions of people. You're telling me that we can't find one other person that can sound
No.
like
They
Goku?
wouldn't want to.
Well,
The
but also you have to
Japanese?
also
'Cause she's a
yeah,
staple.
Japanese aren't really always receptive to change. To the fact that like when you go back in Japan, I know a lot of people like to say like Japan is like super one of the most advanced places and all that, but they still use things like floppy disks and a few of these old school
crazy.
things. And I
Fax
feel
machines and stuff.
yeah,
like
and I
that.
think what Tim is kind of saying is that look, because there's a whole acceptancy culture in Japan, getting a new voice for Goku, one of the most popular characters, if not the most popular character from there, being voiced by someone else, is not going to be the easiest thing for it to be
But,
accepted
gee,
within.
Like
the culture.
they've
But-
got Luffy voicing the reboot Luffy
Yeah,
now.
but you literally just said out of your mouth that they use floppy bit disks, so they're gonna be okay with auto generating a voice when they
Yes.
still
No,
have.
no,
They're
but
not
but
gonna
but the argument, no,
auto-generate it.
I'm
but
sorry,
the-
bro.
but-
Nah, you
they
can't
gonna
say
use
you
no,
can't
they gonna
say
use her
you
voice.
can't, but you
I
can't
think
say
it's
that.
They
fine.
they-
already
You
ran
heard.
through there.
You think they would
They
find a
just
new
ran-
person? Shin?
Yeah, because they did the same thing with Boma. Boma is just like right up there when the actors of Boma passed.
They already.
They
They
already
rehearsed
found
with
a new.
AI.
But I mean, that's I don't know.
I
get
just
what
think
you're
that like
saying, 'cause
sometimes we
Bulma's a big
deify
part
voice
of it,
actors.
but
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think that in the end, just like you said, bro, like we were just talking about how AI shouldn't be used for certain things. One thing I fucking hate is AI voice acting. And I would hate if they ever did that. That would like I just don't think that makes sense, especially for a big franchise like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Why would you use an AI voice? That like
Yeah.
that's where I draw the line. And
Well,
I
They
find
already
it
ran her voice
interesting.
through AI. They already ran
Well,
it already.
Yeah,
They
no,
already
I
told it.
get
yeah,
what I
but
get what you're saying because
it's also like the high effort, low effort, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, the AI voicing and stuff, it's very monotone half the time. They don't show no voice affliction and all that other stuff. It's like an alien trying to mimic, pretty much. That's what it.
They
sounds
don't
like.
understand. They're not
But
subjective or
There
objective.
is a high, like, you can train these models, right? You can train these models to show certain, like, if you actually have, let's say, like Goku's voice actors, 40 years, 30 years of information to feed it specifically for this one voice. There's a high chance that you would be able to like pick it up. I
So-
mean, if they
but
even
then
do it
they
in
have
rap
30
music
years
with
of-
like Beanie Siegel, right? Not
But-
Beanie, but yeah, it is Beanie.
But
right?
I get what you're saying, Tim, but it's the same thing as saying, all right, we have 30 years of Akira Toriyama's drawings. Why don't we just render a bunch of his art and have them draw? Like, I don't understand the difference.
Because
don't
I think
understand
art,
how
he has
different
art.
I think art is a totally different
I disagree.
thing than
Voice
with
acting
voice acting.
It's just like rap and it's just like music. I think that there's, especially when we talk about Japanese dub, the way that people go so hard for it, I think that that's a disrespect to voice acting. If you're saying that it's not similar.
But you have to understand, like, and you know, I could be way off with it, but if you understand like how high they hold this woman in their culture,
It's
she's-
not just her. It's just the Chinese in general. They're pretty much idols over there. The voice actors are, but like I don't think they're using AI for Goku's voice if she passes. I mean, they'll probably just get someone who mimic. Cause like you gotta think about it too,
Sure.
like how when Silva had talked about like Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse and stuff. I mean, granted, Bugs Bunny was voiced by Mel Blanc for like years and years and years till he passed.
Yeah.
And now Eric Bowser does it. He started mimicking Mel.
Yeah.
And even when Mel did it, like, he did have a different type of voice when he started. And then over time, it's even just like how since we were bringing up fucking Dragon Ball, because like y'all always bring up Dragon Ball. When
roads
Sean
lead to ball.
Schimmel came in the first time, he was mimicking the Canadian dude forgive me, but I feel like it's better.
From the ocean, though.
Yeah, from the ocean though, who's a better Goku, but he was mimicking him, and then it was slowly turning into his own, just like how Eric Bowser's Bugs is a little bit deeper than Mel's Bugs.
I'd
and
argue
everything like that.
like
So like I think they'll just find another voice actor who will mimic them and then easily lead into where they make it their own, where it's a different like inflection and everything like that. So like, and I really do agree with Silver. Like, if it is very disrespectful if you, because it's almost like you're doing like auto tune. If the way at least Tim is talking, like you have someone talking, but like their voice is not coming out. It's a different voice coming out. Like you could do it like that. Yeah, you could do it like that maybe, but like that's still, I still feel like it's disrespectful, like Silva has said. And
I mean, there's a high chance that they wouldn't do it, right? Because you have like Miyazaki, he's way against it. And I think he's kind of like controlling the way AI goes by how hard he goes against it, right? Because of his name. And I'm not saying they would do it with like everybody, and they might just have somebody come in and with kind of the same octave range as her to come in and take it over, so it's not a big shift. But my whole thought process of it is they really don't like changing the staples of the voices of these staples, right? Like I was trying to say, Luffy's voice actor in the reboot, I'm not going to say they're making her do it, but they're refusing to replace her and having her still run with doing Luffy for the reboot, and who knows how long that's going to be. That's why I think they would lean more into really just the staple voices. I don't think they would do it with anybody else but the staples, like I said.
Well, let's
Oh,
move
sorry,
on to
can
the
I-
second
Can I just
question
add? Can I
because-
just add something? Can I just add something? Sorry, before, because just in terms of what we were talking about, there was an existing case reference on it. For example, was it James Earl Jones when he died? Who was the
he
voice?
signed over his rights to his
who-
voice for the Darth
Yeah,
Vader
yeah,
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they actually made a deal with his estate to do that, because they were gonna, anytime they do Darth Vader, it's always gonna be him. So
Man, Darth
Wow.
Vader don't say nothing no more, bro.
no, but you know what I mean. But the argument here is, while what Tim was saying as well is that while we're not saying it is going to, they're going to go down that route, it is also worth adding the fact that there are certain iconic characters where such a situation may actually occur.
No one can
it's not
mimic
going
that.
to be. It's not going to be every single character across the line here. I hold Goku in that same echelon of that Dark Vader kind of, transcendent character, the voice and so forth. Now, do we think it's going to happen? I don't know. I probably don't think so, but there is a high chance because of how iconic her voice is for Goku. So I just wanted to add that. There is a use case because it has happened.
I will say this because the next question is, where does AI assistance end and human replacement begin? And I find it interesting that you guys are kind of dying on a hill of AI voice acting being okay, but then all the other AI aspects.
I'm not saying voice
I didn't say
acting-
it's okay. I didn't say it's
voice
okay.
acting is
But
I didn't say it's
I
okay.
think it's no. Hold on. For an iconic character like Goku, you're okay with not letting another human being take up the mantle.
Hell no, I'm not okay.
No.
with it.
Hold
but
on, no. Let's whoa. I did not say it is okay that they do it. I said there are certain characters where these people will think it is the right thing to do. I don't watch Dragon Ball in sub unless it's just there, and it's coming out there and there. I'll watch it in dub because that's why I've always grown up watching it. But I'm saying my belief comes from the fact that, look, they've done it with James Earl Jones for Dark Vader. It is a very much a possibility that they could do it with Massacre. Do I agree with it? Probably not. But when the money's rolling in, do they give a shit what we think about? No. They'll do what's best for the money. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm okay with it, and Tim's not said he's okay with it, but he has put the argument that this is a very distinct possibility that these people will do it. Not that we're okay with it.
I think it comes down to a case by case basis.
Statement.
It's one of them things where I'm not saying like, yeah, replace them all with robots or anything like that.
I didn't say that, but I do think that.
Not to go back and forth about it, but it's not a broad sweeping statement where I'm saying it's necessarily okay, because it's a case by case basis. If these people are like, no, I don't want to do it, then okay, then no, it shouldn't be done. If they give the okay, I'm not going to care.
If the woman says it's okay, you wouldn't mind.
I would not care, because it becomes that consent of saying.
So then, when does
you can
human
use my
replacement
voice
begin? Then, like, answer that question for me.
When they start firing people and replacing them with AI.
So but do you see how not hiring somebody, a human, to do a
not
voice
for that one voice?
I would probably class it more in the bracket of, if they went down that route, I would, instead of giving it to someone else, and the fact that the actual original voice actor said I'm okay with it, I would probably class it more as being selfish, because you're basically holding on to something instead of passing it on, and you're obviously giving the rights to your voice, which you're getting a monetary value for, meaning that you're going to continuously get royalties for it. So I would class that more as being selfish. For that, because you're not letting someone else have a go at it. And what Tim is saying is, if they basically say, actually, Shin, we're gonna fire you from this role because we're gonna add this voice here, that's where it becomes a problem, because you're taking away something that's organic, and real, and replacing it with something that's not. That's a problem.
No, I understand what.
And the selfish bit is also a problem, but I would class that more as being selfish.
Yeah. I think they're just taking their voices and saying they're going to put it through AI, but they are going to replace them, though. So they can get all the money from it. Because you think about it, like, once they're gone, who else getting the money? You know what I'm saying? The family ain't going to be able to get it no more, because she done sold her voice, you know what I'm saying, to the company. And like,
well, if you include royalties, then they'll continuously get it. So if you get that deal where it includes royalties for however long Dragon Ball goes on, for example, her estate will always get something.
But it's for her voice though that she sold. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You sell the voice, but if you've included some type of
it's like licensing
deal
for
if you're including something in there saying like, for however long you use my voice, my estate gets some type of bread. There's still things from, like, I don't know, for example, The Lion King, the dude that did the voice of the Lion King, they tried to give him the original deal saying here's an upfront amount, but his agent, who was his mum, said, actually, nah, we want royalties on this thing, and he still continuously gets checks for Lion King, even though it came out
but like, that's when you actually like make that actual contract. But man, most of the time people gonna see that big ass amount when they come to them. They're gonna be like, oh, all right, cool, good to go.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like the Earl Jones thing, bro. They could have used Darth Vader's voice in Maul. That man didn't say nothing the whole time he was in there. He was just wrecking the whole time, quiet, and all you heard him breathing. That's it. Like, and then it was something else they had him in too, and he still ain't say nothing at all. Like,
he was in.
So I was thinking of
Darth Vader got asthma, so like it's hard for you to talk when you.
Man, that man was
attack,
hold on. That man was talking a hole through Obi-Wan's head. Look, he was talking a hole through Obi's head, and Obi-Wan Kenobi show, bro. he couldn't stop talking. Then I'm like, bro, I didn't know you talked this much, Anakin.
Yeah, because like he
That was like
he
a
the
day
one
after.
who jacked him up. Of course he gonna talk to him, man. Like
He jacked himself up.
Whoa,
he
whoa,
who gave him asthma in the first place.
let's not
But-
stray too far off topic.
But I'll
Let's not
say,
stray
I'll
too
say
much.
this, right? Where it
was
starts
on
walking
Ryan.
a thin line, like I said, when you're indiscriminately just firing people and replacing them with robots, then that's where it crosses the line. But when you're talking
Amazon.
about like assisting, like you're talking about like how a lot of these editing programs, they have AI for like making the voice crisper, so you're constantly talking in a constant pitch, or
I mean,
like
they do
sometimes
that-
your voice might crack, or you might whistle while saying a
But
certain
you a
word,
rapper,
and it
bro.
will
They did that. They've
eliminate
been
that.
doing that. We did add in reverb and stuff. I don't see how
No,
that's gonna be different.
because now it's at a snap of a finger instead of sitting there and having to dissect the whole thing and putting the limiter and the compressor on everything, right?
But once you did that once, you could just copy and paste that
No.
attribute. Yes.
no.
I
every
also
every
did
every
audio
voice,
engineering.
every song, every pitch and tone
Yeah,
is different.
you're right. But once you did it for one person, you'd be able to copy and paste that attribute, especially with like what you call it, autotune. Bro, once you figure out the pitch that the one person sings in, you just slap that shit on everything they
Yeah.
sing on.
Well,
You
yeah,
don't
when
have
it's-
this shit-
Yeah.
When
You
it
better
comes to
have
that
appreciation.
person, but you should still. It's still a matter of tweaking. I always
Yeah.
tweak something because it always sounded differently, right? It always sounded differently to me. But
You gonna have to tweak
also,
it anyway.
like
The
when you're
beats have
using it
different
for enhancement to get rid of that one small thing, and I'm not talking about like completely taking away the manual editing process of it, but just certain things that help speed it up, that help push it through, right? I think that's really all it should. That's where it's, assistance. And even if you do want to use it for, like, if the editor themselves wants to do it and it doesn't compromise the actual audio or something like that, then I still kind of think that's okay, as long as they're not like actually replacing whole chunks with AI, right? Because it's a tool to help put the process on the expressway. You know
I
what
stopped
I'm
using
saying?
AI on my voice, bro. That junk, I couldn't do it no more. That junk had me sounding like what's the old man from freaking Family Guy? They always whistle every time he. I was
What's his
sounding-
name,
I'm like, yo, I
Herbert?
said, turn it. Yeah, I said, bro, turn it. I'm like, what is going on here? Why y'all got me sounding like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it goes back to like, you know what I'm saying? Like Tim was saying, like with music, like you'll be able to, if you know you got a constant artist that's coming, and you got certain clientele, that's coming in. Yeah, you'll have presets for that, but you're always gonna have to tweak something because, like, the beat can be a different, you know what I'm saying, like beats per minute, you know what I'm saying. So you gotta adjust with that. Then you definitely have to go on with the levels and stuff to get it to match that preset that you have. So yeah, you'll have the vocals wise, you know what I'm saying, but you still have to tweak it though. You know what I'm saying, like at the same time. But I know what you're talking about, Sylvan, because I had to do the same thing with auto-tune. Like once I knew how I wanted the auto-tune to sound, I made it, you know what I'm saying, and made a preset for it, so I would never have to go back in and touch it no more. You know what I'm saying? I just put it up there.
Yeah, see, look, like what just happened right now, how you had to clear your throat, AI would be perfect for fixing that if you didn't want to re-record it. And that's kind of what I think where it could be used as like an assistance type of thing. And I know I just repeated myself there, but
No,
I think that was like a prime example to be like, oh, I can use that to try to make it all sound exactly the same.
Yeah, that
I think
John
the
put a
thing
whole
is-
extra video in there.
Yeah,
Stop
I was
using,
gonna
bro.
say the other thing is I think it's also the fact is we're also getting into this. Initially when it first came through, when AI started coming through, people actually saw it for what it was supposed to be, a tool to help enhance certain things that you couldn't actually do yourself. But as with everything, people get greedy. People see the fact that, like, oh, actually, hold on. Instead of using it to help and assist in certain things, maybe we can cut corners and do certain things now with AI here and there, to not pay, graphic designers, to not pay video renders, and I think that's where that's kind of where the slope really goes down.
Let's move on to the next question, which I feel like, given the conversation, because this podcast became the same convo podcast out of nowhere. If prompting takes skill, does that make the person an artist? And I feel like the general consensus is going to be no from everybody, but I would like to start with Shin, since I didn't hear too much from him on the last question. Shin, what do you think?
What?
If prompting takes skill, does that make the person an artist? Like the person making a prompt to get whatever, whether it's a video, processed, an image rendered, does that person have skill? Does that make them an artist?
Oh, using the correct wordage in
Yeah.
the little box.
Yeah.
No, because like you could easily like use Google and find the right prompt, copy and
Google.
paste that bad boy and pop it in.
Goddamn right.
Pop it in. I don't think that one, it don't make you a artist in the slightest. It just makes you a wordsmith. But
Yeah. A director.
two, but like nah, like cause like you never. All you did was put words in. That's really.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. All you did was put words in, so like it doesn't. That's like the simplest answer right there, man. Like it always kills me. I know specifically in the art, because I know this is a really big thing in the art community, and I hate to say this though. I feel like it's the loud minority that really complain about this, because the casuals, which is probably the majority,
Yeah.
will still pay for AI art. They don't care how it was drawn or whatever. No, most casual people, like how I always say, that aesthetic is a big thing. If it looks aesthetically pleasing to the eye, they don't care how it was made, as long as they get what they paid for. They usually don't care. And like I said, I ain't drawn in a very long time. It's been a very, very long time since the last time I even touched a pencil or anything of the sort. But from at least back in my time when I did draw, if this AI stuff was around then it probably would be a lot bigger for the art community. Like then you can but like AI is advancing all the freaking time, and it's getting harder and harder to tell what's AI and what's not AI. I don't care how good of an artist you are. I don't care how good of an eye you have. There are times where you can like look at one picture, be like, yeah, that's not AI, when it was like 100% AI, and then you can look at another picture, that's AI, when it wasn't AI. Like it's hard to tell now. And then like I just said in the beginning, like the majority of people do not give a damn. They will still buy it and they still will consume it because it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. That's how I feel.
They would got beat up back in the day.
I don't know if we got beat up, but
Mm-hmm. I would have been.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it makes you it doesn't make you an artist. I think you use the proper word of a skill, right? It would be a skill set to put it in there, but
nah, man, a skill set is knowing how to use Word.
I mean, but
You're
the
just
thing,
putting words in a box.
yeah, but it's you're using the words in order to get it in a certain way where it doesn't look cheap, like 90% of people's logos nowadays, where it's the same, like everything looks the same. It still is a skill set. It might be on the
I guess you
lower
need
side
to know
of a skill
English.
set.
I guess
right?
you need to know English where you know when you need to put that comma.
Well,
that.
yeah, or using descriptive words and shit like that, right? But it might be on the lower part of a skill set as far as computer usage go, but I still think it's a skill in it of itself to be able to do it. It's just one of them skills where anybody can do it if you know how to put a sentence together. But unless you're really good at it.
My AI
Right.
cursing at me. Yes, I train her how to curse.
Yeah, nah, but that's calling yourself an artist in any way, shape, or form while doing it is crazy. Like calling it AI art is crazy. Like
Yeah,
just
it's
call it like an
crazy.
AI picture.
Yeah.
Bro, I take that as fighting words, bro. Like seriously.
It's even,
An
it's even,
AI
it's even,
JPEG.
it's even
I'm like,
more
bro.
crazy when you see pages say, like, that do the AI art say, commissions open. What are we talking about right now? Like, what? Like,
What do you mean
like-
commissions, bro?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah, I'll see that. Commissions open for AI
why
art.
would-
So you're,
yeah, like, why would I
People
pay
do it.
you? Like, why would I pay you when I just could put this junk in here, bro?
Nah, like I said, I wouldn't really consider yourself an artist for doing that. The only leeway I've ever, like, in a sense, that I've ever even given or considered giving is, for example, you know, like now, and I'm guilty of this, so please don't hate me and please don't laugh at me. But
I am.
there
gonna
is a,
laugh.
yeah, you know what, just do it anyways. There is on Instagram somewhere, there is an AI story that I actually watched. That shit good as shit. I'm actually invested.
Hey,
Well, you be watching those strawberry
Hold on.
Jones, don't you?
No, not those ones. Not
You
those
be
ones,
watching
no.
the strawberry and the peppers and
Hey,
shit,
little
don't
freaky.
you?
Nah,
That's
nah.
what you be looking at.
Nah, it's not those ones.
I know which
Nah,
one you
nah,
talking
nah.
about though. I know which one you talking about. They be on Facebook a lot. Man, one of them.
No,
songs,
not
like,
those ones. No, not those ones. But basically, what they did was they took the concept of, for example, I don't know if you guys know these, like, for example, like Bob the Builder, Postman Pat, Dora the Explorer, and all of this stuff.
Yeah,
And they
we know
created
them.
they created a very interesting story where Bob the Builder is a drug dealer. Dora the
Oh my
Explorer
gosh.
is working for the cartel. Listen,
Hold on.
I've been invested in this
Hold on,
AI
hold on,
story,
hold on,
but
hold on,
it's a
hold on.
well-written story. It's
So
a
what
really
you saying that's
hold
that's a piece of art coming from AI?
no,
That's what
no,
you're
no,
saying?
no. I'm not saying that's a piece of I'm not saying that's a piece of art. But what I'm saying is the only type of leeway I've ever given in that sense is there are some people that have, for example, as Tim was saying, like, they have, you know, they're good with the English language, they're good with writing stories, but they just don't have the tools to create said rendering whatever things, you know, not because of their own accord, because some, you know, shit, getting this stuff is expensive, you know. I'm not saying they're artists, but they're the only people I kind of gave some leeway, like, all right, cool, you don't have the tools to actually do this, and this is what you're doing to get your creative juices flowing, but yet you're using other people's intellectual properties, but you're expressing yourself as a storyteller, but you're not claiming. Every single time you watch it, there's always a description saying this is just, it's all AI. Of course, you know it's AI. The story is just from my own imagination. They're giving you the description of saying the story's from my own imagination. Everything else is AI. You know,
They
but, yeah,
definitely
but-
got a crazy imagination to want to have Dora the Explorer working for the cartel and wasting
Listen.
my goddamn water for that.
Listen, she was dealing in Ibiza, but whatever.
Oh my god.
Anyways.
Here's-
What?
Here's
Anyway, I'll
where,
send it to you later.
Here's where I think, like, doing stuff like that is how it, like, is using it to create a reference for an artist to go off of, right? Like, this is what I have in my mind. Do what you do, but this is the best way I can show you what it is of what I have a vision for.
Yeah.
I think that's a strong way to use AI to create an image, is to create the image and then hand it off to an artist and being like, do what
No,
you
it's gonna
do,
piss
but
me
this
off.
is my idea.
I'd rather get words.
Would you rather be pissed off or pissed on?
I'm gonna be pissed off and pissed on because you sent me some AI shit. So
That's
give me
being
both.
shitted on. That's being
Well,
shitted
yeah,
on.
I'm like, hey, look here, bro. Just send me the words. Tell me, bro. I can use my imagination. and put it together myself. That's how I always been doing it, and just like back in the day, like how I used to call you, you know what I'm saying, before I started drawing, and we just, you know what I'm saying, bounce ideas, like easy, you know what I'm saying, like there's nothing.
Yeah,
you know
but
what saying?
I'm just saying, like, I don't like if anybody's gonna do anything, like, I feel like that's a true proper way to use AI is as if you're going to use it as a tool, using that as a reference tool,
Mhm.
right?
Not as
That's what I think it should be used for, because like I could still send you the words, but if I have in my head a certain style, but I'm like, I want it kind of like this, but do your own thing kind of within this framework, then that's just a reference point as far as
I'm gonna send your money back. I'm gonna send your money back to you. I'm
And then
like, you know what?
And then I'm gonna buy the $200 a month Chat GPT to get it perfectly.
It's
Motherfucker.
definitely not gonna be perfect, but yeah, definitely gonna spend some money.
So since Shin did research, I apologize, Shin. I'm about to throw a curveball and ask a final question that wasn't on the list, and it feels like it's more fitting because of the conversation.
God damn it.
So I guess the question I have, because the panel seems to be very adamant about this, are people worried about AI, or are they worried about losing evidence that a human was involved? Because we so often hand off tasks to robots on a regular basis between, like, you know, using Excel to like find certain things, blah blah blah. Are we getting upset because now the creative aspects are being kind of taken over by computers? Like, Shin, you've been quiet again. What's your take on this? Do you feel that, like, is it losing the human evidence in creativity that's pissing people off? Is it like the Terminator? Like, do we feel like Skynet's becoming the truth? Like, where do you
Hey,
stand?
man, I'm down with the robot revolution, man. They ain't
Yeah.
forget me, man. I'm down with the
Hell no.
recorded evidence. I'm down with the robot revolution.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much what you guys said, man. Like, most people are, the loud minority are so loud. It's always, if a human didn't do it, I'm not messing with it. No matter how little of the AI they use. Like, that's what it normally
That's Forbes.
comes
That's
down
Forbes.
to.
Forbes, like, if
Yeah,
a
like,
human didn't touch it.
If a human didn't do it, they not messing with it. No
When
matter
my
how
fingers
good.
touch the keyboard that put in the prompt,
Yeah, no.
fuck off.
No matter how good something looks, if the moment someone finds out it's AI, it's a witch hunt, basically.
Yep. And I'm in that crew.
So like it like I said, it all really just comes down to the person, to be honest. Like like I said, we've had this discussion multiple times. We've been here about an hour talking about this nonsense. Me personally, as a person, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be straight up, be straight up, be $150 with you. I don't care. At 100%. If it sounds good, looks good, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna consume it. I do not care. I'm in that camp where it does not bother me in the slightest. Now, when it does bother me, that's when I'm not okay with it. The only time it really bothers me is when, how we've already said ahead of time, already said throughout this thing, is when people putting the prompts in and everything like that, claiming to be an artist, and then charging people for said thing. So like that's the only time it really bothers me, but because I'm not finna pay for this art that you just befuddled, that you claim is art. It's like I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
That you jibber jabbered in that box, like you just put a whole bunch of
so,
jibber
like,
jabber in there.
But like I truly 100% do not care in the slightest. But like I said, I'm on the record. I'm down with the robot revolution. Robots. just letting you guys know. I'm down with the Shin the hero is down with the robot revolution.
All right, what about you, G?
What was the question again?
Are people worried about AI,
damn.
or are they worried about losing evidence that humans are involved? Like, what's the real issue here?
I think people are more. It's not. I think people are more worried. I think now because it's just like I'd probably say the first part really than it is human. Actually, no, the second part actually, because now with every single post that I see, like for example, some of these card shows that I be going through to the UK, every single one of them has the exact same damn poster that was generated through AI. Every single one of them.
Even the club posters I be seeing too. Like
you go to the shows. Everybody has those banners, all AI. Everybody posting like their thumbnails on of their clips from the show on YouTube. It's an AI thumbnail. I think that's where it kind of gets to the point where like you can't really see any type of human intervention there because everybody's doing it now, and it's taking away from basically what other people have actually, like for example in this case, like what Forbes would have done X amount of years learning how to draw and understanding the textures and the color patterns and the lines that he needs to draw and all of this stuff, and someone's just like, actually no, I'm gonna just put this in there and just do that, and and it takes away from that actual human element. So I'll probably say, I think it's more about the fact that people are more worried about the human presence in certain spaces being forgotten because of AI.
Okay. What about you, Tim?
I think when it comes down to it, there's two things that I think worries people the most when using it is, like we've said throughout this whole thing, is job replacement. Because AI, as it comes up, it should be the more mundane tasks that kind of get taken over, right? Like the white collar work, the office work, the assembly line work. Like a lot of that stuff is what people want AI to do. But then there's also the concerns of the effects on the environment that I think ruins it a lot. And then also just a lot of low effort stuff out there. Like G said, you go to these card shows, there might be 100 vendors there, 100 plus vendors, and 80% of them's just gonna have something that didn't even need to be AI to make, right? Like I've seen people take a Pikachu card and they put it in AI and it's the same exact shit that you would see on the card, and it's like, what's the whole point of you doing this right now? There was no point of doing it. And so I think it's a mixture of all that. People don't want to lose jobs. It's low effort, and then the effects on the environment. So I think when people see it, like Forbes was saying earlier, and like I said in the GC, right, it takes up a lot of water to do some of that stuff, right? And so I think that's the concern right now, is that it's so early, it's just wasting resources to do some of the stuff that it doesn't need to do, and it's replacing people. Thumbnail editors, that's a job for like creative stuff. AI doesn't need to take over the job, but be used as a tool, like we've been saying.
I mean, when I saw how much they was charging for thumbnail, I was fucking thinking about how I'm doing it through AI too. Go ahead, Forbes, you tell me.
Oh man, it's both, bro. In all honesty, I really feel like it's really just a lazy route, and like you said, cutting corners. Like learning how to draw is something that you're not, it's not like a God-given talent. Anybody can learn how to draw. Like anybody can. It's just a skill. You just gotta repetitively do it. Like, and when people want to cut corners and not pay artists type stuff, it's people I know now that they know they can't draw, but they still put their stuff out there, and it actually gets like a lot of traffic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then eventually somebody will come. If an artist really like your story, he'll come to you and say he want to help you work on it, basically. Like, it's all about putting in, the effort, and the footwork to really like do it instead of just being lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I want to get this out here now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then it just might take away from your story because it might not be the way you want it to be. Because, like you said, you can't really put emotions into like AI, like animations type stuff for real. Like, it just looks very dull. Well, to me, it looks dull to me.
It's been a pleasure talking AI. It seems like it's very mixed. You know, I did find it funny that we were okay with having certain characters be voiced by AI, or like that the idea of it was okay. I know. You didn't say you wanted that. I know. But
They said that.
I
didn't say that though. I'm with you.
Kind of were like, hey, but like if they did it,
Hold
I
on.
could understand.
Shin, you can't say that you're with them and just at the very end of your monologue, you're like, I'll be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about any of this.
I
shit.
don't.
care.
I
as
mean,
long
I
as
do
it's
not.
good.
To be fair, at the beginning of my statements, I did say playing devil's advocate.
You did.
I
You
did.
did. You did.
I
You did.
did say
Do
that.
not.
Like,
These are very nuanced takes, Silver. Stop
I
reducing
know,
it.
right? Like we're playing high level ball here.
Thank you guys for joining us. Forbes, Shin the Hero, Kaio Tim Ginyu. I'm Senpai Silver, the host of today's podcast. It seems like AI is here to stay, but hopefully it doesn't take over the human touch. We'll be back in 2 weeks. I appreciate everybody who stopped in. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you guys hate AI? Should it be used as a tool? Let us know. We'll be seeing you in 2 weeks. Peace.